morning. Good morning. How are you today?
Ashes.
Good morning. How are you? Sorry, I am coming on a little late. What's going on? What's going on? Hope everybody's having a wonderful hump day today. How's it going? I'm starting a little live because I got some sad news. A family member of mine's passed away. So, we're just prayerfully, I told them to stay strong. Yes. So, how's things going? Is it warm where you are? Because the temperature has dropped here. We are down into the 30s. It was 29. No, it's still in the 20s. Let me see. It just hit 30 degrees. 30 degrees here. Hey, Nosy, how are you? Welcome to my channel. When you come in, could you hit the like button, please? I'd appreciate it. Thank you. And subscribe. Thank you. How are things going? Is it warm where you are or is it cold? I know it's cold here. And last week we were in the 70s. This is what you call bipolar weather. Are you in school? How old are you, Nosy? How old are you? You know, this channel is for 18 plus. Did you know that? It's -1 outside. Where are you at? Where do you live? How old are you, Nosy? Are you 18? 8? Nosy, this is for adults. After you should be 18 years and older. Okay? This is an adult channel. I just want to let you know that. There should be some type of guidelines where, you know, they shouldn't be allowing you. Oh, you're just kidding? Oh, okay. You're 17? I have no way of telling by your picture. Ooh. We've been having some horrific things going on in this area. Um, there was a school guard, crossing guard, that was accosted yesterday. Um,
From small side projects to enterprise tools, from consumer apps to platforms that scale, built.
the guard was accosted yesterday. Good morning, Deborah. How are you? Thank you for coming through. How's it going? Good morning, Barack. How are you? Yesterday, there was a crossing guard not too far from me, in a school district not too far from me, that was accosted by a driver.
Near South 6th and Walnut Streets in Darby Borough. Take a good look here because police need you to identify that man. Greg, any info on how the crossing guard is doing tonight?
Yeah, well, Sheba, police say that crossing guard physically is doing all right, just dealing with some swelling to the face. But mentally, she is pretty shaken up and is even contemplating whether she's going to go back to work.
We will not tolerate this behavior in Darby Borough.
Chief Joe Gabe of the Darby Borough Police Department is disgusted with this video that he says shows a school crossing guard getting assaulted as she was helping students during dismissal.
There's children in the area, there's adults in the area, there's plenty of vehicle traffic in the area. There's a lot going on there at that time.
Police say on Monday, just before 4 p.m., a school crossing guard was directing traffic at 6th and Walnut in Darby as school was letting out at Walnut Street Elementary. You can see a gold Nissan Altima cross the intersection. That's when police say the driver of the Nissan got out of his vehicle and ran after the crossing guard. Moments later, he grabs the guard and hits her in the face, knocking her to the ground.
We're getting details now that he may have been upset with having to wait for her to cross children off of a school bus there. There was 2 school buses there. One of them was unloading children at the time. We believe he was unhappy with that situation.
Police say the crossing guard is doing all right and is dealing with swelling to the face.
We just spoke to her. She's feeling okay, but she's very shaken up of what happened yesterday, and is worried to go back to her position as a crossing guard.
This afternoon, a different crossing guard at 6th and Walnut. But the incident still fresh in the minds of parents who interact with the crossing guards all the time. Whoa! We showed parent Deborah Ward the video of the assault, where she says it's upsetting.
It didn't make no sense to me, because she had been here for a while, and she was very polite, so I don't understand it.
And it's terrible that a person will come up and just out of nowhere, just maybe is frustrated with traffic or having to wait, and goes over and insults this woman. A male goes over and insults this woman in front of children, and has no problem doing it.
Which police have one message for the suspect.
Turn yourself in. Come in and talk to us, because as of right now, we are tracking you down.
Now, I mean,
Now, that is disgusting. That's horrible. I mean, first of all, especially here in the state of Pennsylvania, that's a part of your driving test. When the school buses pull up and you have that stop sign up so that the bus can stop and pick up or let on children, you have to really stop. Something could have happened. What if one of those kids got hit because you want to run past the school bus? I mean, people just don't think. It's for safety. She wasn't holding up the sign because she wanted to hold up the sign. She was holding up the sign because she was, directing traffic. That's a part of her job. And then you're going to get out your car and go punch the crossing guard? That is really horrible. Really. I don't understand people. What if he was doing his job, whatever it may be, and somebody came up and punched him? I don't understand people. And then you're a coward, like you said, Deborah. Yes. They really need to look for him. It's disgusting. And then you're going to punch a woman? You're a man. I bet you if it was a man standing up there holding the sign, would he punch a man? No. You're going to walk up and punch a woman in the face. Really? Yeah, they need to find him and put him under the jail. I'm sorry. I don't understand people. Yeah, it's disgusting. It really, really is. It's just think about things. It makes you not want to leave your home a lot of times. I know sometimes I get in that mood myself where I don't want to go out because it's like so much is going on in this world now. And then, stuff like this, I'm quite sure that woman, she went to do her job to, that particular day, which was yesterday, and to think you're going to be assaulted and on while you at work. So, Deborah, you live on the West Coast. How's the weather out that way? I know the West Coast is normally warm, and that just depends on the location. Yeah, I saw that. I saw this story yesterday, and I was like, I just could not believe that this is happening. And of course, the woman, she's accosted and assaulted. Las Vegas. Oh, Deborah. It's in the 80s. I love Las Vegas. I haven't been to Las Vegas. Ooh. I know it's been a good 10 years. I haven't been. I used to go quite often because actually I had a friend of mine. He used to live in Las Vegas, so I would go visit him. But yeah, I used to like Las Vegas. The last time I was there, we went to, it was for my birth. Well, no, one of the times, should I say, one of the times I went there was to celebrate my birthday. And he surprised me, took me out to a dinner and show at one of the casinos. You don't go to the you don't go to the casino. Well, guess what? I was not a casino person back then. But we did go to a show at the casino. Yeah, I think it was at one of the casinos. I can't remember which one. But yeah, you do have a lot of nightlife there. You really do. Yeah. So did you grow up there, or are you like did you move there like later on in life. Because I know a lot of people that moved there. I know some people that grew up there. But I know a lot of people, for whatever reason, they moved there after they retire. I don't know if I would pick Las Vegas to move at retirement. You said they would not get your bill money. Oh, you grew up in the Bay Area. Okay. And you've been there for 20 years. All right. Okay. All right. Yeah. Um, like I said, the times I've been there, I've enjoyed myself. A friend of mine, he lived closer to Red Rock. Like the community that he lived in, because it was like a gated community that he lived in. You could see Red Rock, the Red Rock, I guess is it a mountain? You can see it from his place. Oh, you're far away from Red Rock? Okay. Yeah, he lived closer to Red Rock. It might have been, no, his address was Las Vegas, though. Yeah. But you could see Red Rock from his place out the window. Yeah. Yeah, it's a nice area, Las Vegas. Gets really hot, though, like you said. Um, well, it's not hot here. The temperatures here are like 20 degrees lower than what they should be at the time. So, yeah, that's what we're dealing with right now. Let me see. Yeah, when I saw that about that school bus driver, I mean the crossing guard, I was like, I just could not believe, that someone would get out their car. Yeah, those 100-degree temperatures, yeah. Yeah, they're a bit much. Um, and yeah. And my niece, she actually lives in Arizona now. I have some family members in Arizona. And it gets really hot there too. But I guess it's just the area, you know, with those high temperatures like that. You go out early and be back by 9. I could see that happening. Yes, I could see it. I know the times that I did go to Las Vegas, like you said, if you're out in the afternoon, boy, you better be in an air-conditioned car, bus, train. Well, you don't have trains, but and get his license plate. I hope they do too. I really do. Like that area is really considered a suburb of Philadelphia. So I don't know what type of technology, they would have out there, but I'm quite sure it might be somebody that if they didn't have cameras on in the traffic lights, maybe somebody took a picture prayerfully and they'll be able to track him down, because that was disgust. That's so disgusting. That's so disgusting. I know if that happened to me, I would have been so upset. So upset. And I can understand her saying that she doesn't know if she wants to come back to work. Um, Plus, crossing guards, They should, because they already have the car that he was in. Yeah. Yeah. So hopefully they'll be able to track him down somehow. Because somebody might have seen something, you know? Somebody might have seen something. I just couldn't believe that somebody would jump out your car. I mean, I've been behind school buses all the time, you know? So you just wait. It's, they're going to come out. Yeah, you might get stuck. So that's why, when I did live in that area, because like I said, I lived out there for 20 years. And it's like, you know what time the school buses come and go to pick these children up. So I would always try to leave early enough. So maybe I missed that interaction with the school bus, you know? And, sometimes you will get stuck, but you're not going to go and accost the crossing guard. She's only doing her job to protect the children. You know, he could have went through that intersection and hit a child. And then what? I guess he'd be one of those hit and run drivers, you know? It's just unreal what people are out here doing. And it's got to be assault. That's a heavy charge. And if she's afraid to come back to work, there's no telling what type of mental capacity that could have on that woman. She might be going to PTSD. You say she will heal, but his butt will be in jail soon? Yeah. 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 And it's a shame to let something that simple take you to that point that you're going to commit a crime. Because that's a crime. You know, you're going to get upset about a school bus letting off children. That's crazy. That's crazy. I don't know. And then there's a story with these kids. There was a teacher. Oh, you're on Yo-Yo's channel. Oh, okay. Yes. Yes. Yo-Yo is my mentor. She's the one who we're doing this March Madness challenge. Okay. And she is my mentor for this. And this is this is a part of the challenge, which I was going live, before this, but she wants us to go live every day to interact with our audience and to, bring our content to the audience. Oh, wow. So I'll look for your name now when I'm in her chat. Because I try to watch her. I see she was on earlier, but I didn't. You like to stay in her bushes? Yeah, me too. Sometimes a lot of times I'm in the chat. I might not say too much. I'll be there. But I'll be in the bushes too. But if I see you in the bushes, I'll give you a shout out. But another story that they came across, there was a third grade teacher. Why are these teachers I don't even know how to say it, but like Xing these young kids. This is disgusting. This is let me see.
Arrest of an elementary school teacher in Montgomery County who now faces charges for indecent assault. He's accused of having inappropriate contact with one of his young
former students. Action News reporter Leland Pinder joins us live from King of Prussia with reaction from the community. Leland.
Well, Christy, this investigation actually began about 7 months ago, according to police, leading to charges filed today. Concern in Upper Marion tonight after police arrested a teacher accused of inappropriately touching a former student, a third grader at the time.
Oh, Ashley, my
Parents were notified by letter, including Jenny Chu, who has children in the district.
So it was a little shocking, actually.
Police say 39-year-old Zachary Chatone, a teacher at Gulf Elementary School in King of Prussia, is charged with decent assault and corruption of minors. Investigators say the alleged incident happened 3 years ago.
Hi,
but the
Noor
victim
Hamiz.
reported it last
How are
fall.
you?
They were very brave to come forward.
According to police, Chatone is accused of having the student sit on his lap during class and then touch them inappropriately. The Upper Marion Area School District says he was immediately placed on leave when police were alerted in August and has not returned to work since.
I feel really sad for the child. I also feel very sad for this man's family. How hard it must be for them.
This former Montgomery County educator who asked not to be identified says the case highlights the importance of ongoing conversations with children.
And I think it's important that children are talked to about inappropriate touch and things like that. And it sounds like this child started to put it together.
Attempts to reach Chatone were unsuccessful Tuesday, and it does not appear he has a lawyer yet, according to court records. The school district says he will remain on leave as the case moves forward.
I trust the superintendent, the principal. They will handle the case very well.
And Upper Marion School says the student is no longer in the district, but they are offering support and counseling to families and staff. Police want anyone who may have information about this incident to come forward as their investigation continues, as the teacher is due in court April 6th. We're live here in King of Prussia. Leland Pinder for Action News at 10 on PHL 17. Christy.
Yeah, that former student so brave to come forward.
What is wrong with people? Is that why you became a teacher? Because you like to mess with the little ones? I just don't get it. I'm a mother and a grandmother. I can't even imagine if that was my child or one of my grandkids that went through something like that. I'm already upset. I don't know if you heard when I first started this live, the reason I was running late today is because I had a family member passed away. And he was young. He was only 35. But just to hear the things that these children are having to deal with, you're a teacher. You're supposed to be there for the child. You're supposed to educate that child. You're supposed to protect that child while they're under your care. You're right, Deborah. Of course the parents would be pissed. I would be pissed. I'm pissed, and that's not even my child. I don't even know who the child is. What is wrong with people? Oh, my God. There's so much going on. Just too much. It's really a lot going on. Oh my gosh. I just can't imagine what that baby is going through. You know, you send your child to school, thinking that they're going there to learn. and they have to deal with something like that. It's just too much. It's just too much. Hold on for a minute. Just hold on for a minute. I have to get some tissue. It's very traumatizing. It is very traumatizing. I have little ones, my grandson and my granddaughter. They're little, and they're in elementary school. And and sometimes things happen to these children, and they don't know how to tell their parents or express what has happened to them. A lot of times that happens to kids. And like you said, they get traumatized, and they can't tell their parents what has happened. It's crazy. And you are an educator, and this is what you're doing? Oh my God. I just can't imagine. Just can't imagine. Why? Why would you do that? And by that being a third grader, prayerfully that child will get through this, but that could cause that child not to be able to even go to school anymore. You don't know how it's going to affect that child. Good morning, Punit. How are you? Thanks for coming through the chat. Please, when you come in, please, if you're not subscribed, please subscribe to my channel and please hit the like number. I really appreciate it. This morning, we're talking about things that's happening in the different school districts in the area that I live in. If you're not aware of what happened, I will go through them again. Let's see. The first one we talked about was this one right here.
This is Lovable, the AI app builder that turns ideas.
The first one we talked about was the crossing guard that was doing her job, and this wonderful person decides to assault
near
the
South
crossing
6th
guard.
and Walnut Streets in Darby Borough. Take a good look here because police need you to identify that man. Greg, any info on how the crossing guard is doing tonight?
Yeah, well, Sheba, police say that crossing guard physically is doing all right, just dealing with some swelling to the face, but mentally she is pretty shaken up and is even contemplating whether she's going to go back to work.
We will not tolerate this behavior in Darby Borough.
Chief Joe Gabe of the Darby Borough Police Department is disgusted with this video that he says shows a school crossing guard getting assaulted as she was helping students during dismissal.
There's children in the area, there's adults in the area, there's plenty of vehicle traffic in the area. There's a lot going on there at that time.
Police say on Monday, just before 4 p.m., a school crossing guard was directing traffic at 6th and Walnut in Darby as school was letting out at Walnut Street Elementary. You can see a gold Nissan Altima cross the intersection. That's when police say the driver of the Nissan got out of his vehicle and ran after the crossing guard. Moments later, he grabs the guard and hits her in the face, knocking her to the ground.
We're getting details now that he may have been upset with having to wait for her to cross children off of a school bus there. There was two school buses there. One of them was unloading children at the time. We believe he was unhappy with that situation.
Police say the crossing guard is doing all right and is dealing with swelling to the face.
We just spoke to her. She's feeling okay, but she's very shaken
Oh,
up.
you see me walking,
what happened
Deborah?
yesterday.
Okay.
And is worried to go back to her position as a crossing guard.
This afternoon, a different crossing guard at 6th and Walnut. But the incident still fresh in the minds of parents who interact with the crossing guards all the time. Whoa!
So, you did see me walking? Yes. That's how I've been getting, I've been going walking to try to improve my health. So that's why I was out walking. I'll probably go out when the temperature rises up a little bit more because it's only 30 degrees right now. But yes, that is my new way of getting my steps in, as they say. Yeah, so, these two incidents, like I said, the crossing guard incident and then the teacher incident, those are two different school districts, actually in two different counties. This crossing guard incident is in Delaware County, and the teacher that assaulted the child, that was in Montgomery County. It's two different counties here. And so, these, it's just so crazy. I know when I went to school, we didn't, we never thought about a crossing guard getting hit. Actually, when I went to school, when I was young like that, we had crossing guards and we also had policemen who were standing on the corners, directing the traffic or whatever. Because sometimes, the corners, the traffic in that area would just have, be so busy. They would have actual police officers out there directing traffic, depending on the intersection. But that's utterly ridiculous. He crossed the intersection, but then you want to pull over your car and go punch the crossing guard. It's like, come on, make it make sense. You crossed the intersection. Why you have to go and hit the woman? It just boggles my mind. I just don't understand. Oh my God. And just think, I'm quite sure the kids were traumatized by seeing their crossing guard get hit. That's crazy. And then the other situation with the teacher. You send your young child to school, and you have to worry about the teacher? God help us. This world is becoming more and more chaotic, more and more evil. That's just pure evil. You're doing your job, crossing the kids, make sure they're getting on the bus properly, and you're going to punch this woman. Why? Yes. They said at the school, it was an elementary school. It was a man, 39 years old, He taught third grade. Third grade. And from what I understand, they say that someone saw him. Let me look the report up. I believe an older student is the one that reported what the teacher did. I'm going to read the report. Okay, third grade teacher. This is in Upper Marion Township. Now, Upper Marion is a very, I would say, high middle class neighborhood. And a lot of celebrities actually, a lot of celebrities live there. That's where Kobe Bryant's parents, they're from Upper Marion. A third grade teacher in Montgomery County, because that's the county that they live in, is accused of having inappropriate contact with a student. Zachary, I won't give his name, but anyway, 39 of King of Prussia, was arrested Tuesday on charges including indecent assault without consent. And then indecent, that's one thing. Then indecent assault of a victim under 13 and related offenses. This teacher allegedly had one of his students sit on his lap during class at the elementary school. And then he touched the child in an indecent manner. Now, the student that he did this, they said this happened 3 years ago. Okay? The student didn't come back to the school this fall. And they said the parents in the Upper Marion School District were notified of the arrest by letter. Okay? So the school district is charging the teacher. So if the school district is charging the teacher, then they must have some evidence. You know? They must have some evidence if the school district is going after the teacher. That's disgusting. Okay? Disgusting. My goodness. My heart hurts for the parents. My heart hurts for the child in that situation. Because that child is going to be traumatized, okay, for the rest of their life. They're going to have to seek some type of counseling. I don't know if they'll ever come back from that, because that's their formative years for a child, elementary, people get traumatized over stuff like that. Anything can happen. Counseling and therapy. You're right, Deborah. Counseling and therapy after going through something like that. And like I said, I'm a mother, and I used to ask my children because I used to work a lot. I used to have to travel sometimes for my job, and I would have to, have different ones to watch my children. Most of the time it would be my parents or their father. But if their father wasn't available, I would have my parents to watch my children. I tried to, you try to leave your kids with responsible people. But there were times like my youngest son, he was the youngest. Sometimes I would have my neighbor, to pick my child up, or have my child to go to my neighbor's house where maybe, the teenage child was there, to keep an eye on my child till I got home. But, you're trusting other people with your children. And you never know what is going on when you're not there. And it could be the slightest thing. And the sad part, a lot of things that happen to children, like some of these assault cases or indecent assault situation. The sad part, a lot of it is due to someone that the child is close to. It could be a relative, or a close family friend. You never know who has assaulted your child. That's the sad part. I want to say 9 out of 10. I'm going to look it up to see what the percentage is. But a lot of times it is somebody that the child knows. It says that 25% of actually X, you know what the X stands for, assault victims are children. 25% are children. And 90 to 93% of the children know the abuser. Now that is disgusting. Only 7 to 10% are strangers. Out of those 90% that the child knows that are the abusers, 25 to 34% are family members. 65 to 60% are acquaintances, friends, neighbors, teachers. That's it. That's all. That is horrible. That's disgusting. So you're entrusting these people with your precious cargo. Yes, there's sick people in the world. You're entrusting these people to watch your children. You're entrusting these people to take care of your child. You're entrusting these people to teach your child in a classroom setting. in a classroom setting. This isn't what you call a private tutor. This isn't homeschooling. This is a classroom setting with other people in the area, other people in the building, other children in the classroom. So if he assaulted this child, how many other kids have he assaulted? Because once somebody is an abuser, they're an abuser. This man not only has messed up this child's life, he's messed up his own life. He can never teach again, allegedly. He's going to be put on one of those lists, one of those abuser lists. He's going to be a registered abuser. No matter where he goes, that's going to be tagged on his name. And those type of people aren't even supposed to be near a school. Yes, his court date is in April, and I pray they keep him too. I really do. I really pray that they keep him. Oh, my goodness. Children are the most vulnerable in our society at this moment. Are the children. How many times have you seen or heard all of these different cases with these people and these children? And I'm not talking about the new ones. I'm talking about even the older cases. And they're still being solved, basically, or still, trying to get closure. Because that is something that stays with a person. Like I said, like you said, Deborah, that child's going to have to go through counseling and therapy for the rest of their lives, probably. It is a big topic. It really is. And maybe, people will come through and see my video. And, hopefully they'll comment on it, when they do see the video. Maybe I'll put a video out, later, to put on my page concerning this. And I'll release this video on my page so that those can see it. But this is really, really, it really gets to me. It really gets to me. Yes, I do plan to put it in. Thanks for giving me your feedback. I really appreciate it. That's why I try to do different topics, because I know different people like to hear different things. I'm not a one. Yeah, sometimes I like to hear the tea, as they say. But to me, we have so many things going on in this world today. It has to be addressed. It has to be addressed. It really does. And we really have to stand up for our own rights too. Because, like you said, they got to catch these people. They have to catch this guy who punched the crossing guard, because that's assault. That is physical assault. And sir, you're on camera. Somebody got it on camera. And if they got it on camera, like you said, they're going to have it on his license plate or his car. They're going to track him down. They're going to track him down because Delaware County is not that big. Somebody's going to track him down. That's number one for the crossing guard situation. And this perpetrator with this child in the classroom that's posing as a teacher, okay? Because that's what you did. You posed as a teacher so you could get close to these babies. You're a senior also? Okay. And I am too, Deborah. And I am too. And I am praying that, we as a group of human beings, let's start with that. We have to watch and pray over our group. Because these humans, they're going wild. I'm in my late 60s too. I am too. Yes, I'm 68. I'll be 69 this year if I live long enough. Yes, I'm in my 60s. Yep. And proud to say it too. Because like I said, I have, the reason I was running late today is I got word, my son reached out to me to let me know that one of his cousins, he passed, and he was only 35-year-old young man. And I just couldn't believe it. When his father passed, the young man's father, which I grew up with his father passed 2 years ago. And now, when he texted me to let me know that his son passed, I couldn't believe it. I'm like, the son? Because I knew he was a baby. He's 35 years old. And that was their only child. So he's now gone. So it's something we'll have to deal with, It's always something. I'm just thankful that God saw to wake me up one more day. And like I said, that's why I have been going out here walking, just so I can live a little longer and get my health, to a better place. And then these babies in the prime of their life, I just can't think of this teacher in the prime of their life being assaulted. That makes you want to hold your child much longer. It makes you want to make sure everybody's okay. I try to reach out to my grandchildren and my children, especially my grands. I try to reach out to them at least once or twice a week, because, no one's promised to live to see the next day. Because as they say, no one knows the time nor the hour. Yes, that'll be great if you do start walking in the evening. Yes. And see, I'm in an apartment now. I downsized from my house to an apartment. And we're not allowed to have dogs here. I wish because we can have cats, but you can't really walk a cat. I know people that do, but I wish I could have a little doggy so I could, take my little dog out for a walk. But, yeah, we're not allowed to have dogs. They did have dogs at one time, but I think I don't know, something went down, so we're not allowed to have dogs here. But yeah. Yes, so that's why I try to go out and get my walk on. Like I said, I might go out later this afternoon. Yes, yes, they are. And from what I understand, most people with pets actually live longer. You know, they said a study was done on that. So they actually live longer. So maybe I don't know. Maybe one day I'll break down and get a cat. I don't know. We shall see. But yeah, this situation with these kids, I just can't get over it. I just cannot get over it. Some evil, evil people out here. Evil. A kitten would be good. I know. I know. I had a cat years ago, like, I guess it's been 20 years since I had my cat. And my other family members, you know, I have sisters with dogs. My mom and my dad, they had dogs and cats. So, yeah, I have family members with animals. My sons, they all have cats, dogs, both. And I have a nephew. He's been an animal lover for years. He could tell you about any animal you think about. You just give him a name, he could give you the background. Hey, Nosy, thanks for coming back. Well, if you enjoy the content that I brought to you today, and I really enjoy interacting with my chat, people in my chat. I really enjoyed today, even though the content that I brought today is so disturbing. But I really enjoy interacting. And if you like this type of content, please become a subscriber. It's free. If you become a subscriber to my channel, it is free. And hit the like button. That is free also. But it helps to push me out into the algorithm of YouTube. And I'll get to interact with more people. So please, if you catch this on replay, type replay in the comment. And let me know how you liked my commentary. I'd really appreciate it. So everybody have a great day. I promise I will not talk your ears off. I appreciate you, Deborah. I really appreciate the interaction. And I'm so thankful that you were here and Nosy was here. And I think, let me see who else is here with us. Punit Kumar was here. Thank you. Noor Hamiz, you were here. Thank you. Thank you all for coming through today. Burrock, thank you for coming through. I appreciate you all. Yes, and seniors do rule. Thank you, Deborah. Yes, we do. I thank God that we were able to live this long. And please, like I said, listen to my live today, and please leave a comment, hit replay, and hit the like button. I appreciate you all, and I'll see you the next time. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye. You too, Deborah. Have a wonderful day.